Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Victoria Ayodele Fash. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. If you're a returning subscriber, you know I love you, you know I appreciate you. Thank you so much for always coming back. Okay, so before we go into today's video, I just want to ask you guys, like, what is the reason why you have not subscribed to the Truth and Tales podcast? Like, why? I'm going to leave the link below, so please click on the link and please support us, okay? Help us to move this ministry to the permanent site. So please click on the link in the description box below and please subscribe to the Truth and Tale podcast. We have so much content for you guys, like really interesting content that you guys are actually missing out of, okay? All right, so let's get into today's video. Actually, I've been getting a lot of people asking me, oh, you promised you're going to do this video, why haven't you done it, and this and this and that. And it's because, I mean, I've been doing quite a number of research, you know, asking people, trying to talk to people, because I just don't want to come here and just give you guys random information, like something you can actually find, you know, online or anywhere. I mean, some of this information you can find online if you actually go to read, but you know, some of it are also from people's experiences and the rest of it. Okay, so yeah, I have like a lot to cover. However, I think we'll be splitting this because there's the hygiene, you know, that you have to do, or you have to take note of, you know, whilst you're doing the do, or before you do the do, during the do, after the do. Hygiene that has to do with doing the do, right? If you're new on this channel, right, you need to go and watch the other videos for you to be able to understand what I mean by doing the do. So we cannot use the S word because of some YouTube guidelines, right? So we call it doing the do here. Okay, so I have so many people coming to my comment section to say, why can't I just say the name? This is the reason why. Okay, all right, so don't let us dwell so much on that. Let's get right into it because I actually have a lot to cover. So we're talking about hygiene, how to take care of yourself, you know, before and after doing the do, right? You know, the truth is, especially for people who are just doing this for the first time, or maybe, you know, you were a virgin and maybe you just got married newly, or maybe you've even done the do before, but you know, not consistently. The truth is that the more consistent you are with doing the do, like doing it often, especially when you get married, right, where you do it more often than you probably have been doing it before, or maybe, you know, you've never done it before, but now you'll be doing it more often. The truth is, the more you do it, the more your body is prone to have infections. Okay, so we'll be talking about those as we move on, so don't let me dwell on it. So today we'll be talking about how to take care of your body to make sure that you minimize or, you know, totally eradicate your risk of having infections, you know, during or after doing the do. Okay, so if you don't know, this is the wedding night series. Yes, like my introduction is all over the place, but yes guys, it's because we have something important to talk about. Okay, so now the very first thing that I'm going to talk about here is that you need to pee. Did you hear me? Like, you need to do what? You need to pee. Now, as simple as that sounds, that can actually affect you, or affect or can cause, you know, infections if you don't take care. Okay, now the reason for this is because we all know that, you know, where the where the VJ is, right, and where the urethra is, like where the pee comes out from, you know, the both of them actually share a compartment, right? Okay, so because of that, if for instance you're pressed before you and your husband meet, when your husband's organ enter into you, okay, it's going to be pushing because, like I said, one is on top of the other, right? The tendency that it's going to be pushing some other organs in your body is very high, especially your urethra, where the urine comes out from. Okay, so if you were pressed before you guys start to do the do, I mean, it's going to, number one, it's going to be super uncomfortable, and number two, if for any reason like urine comes out of it, okay, it's going to flow into, you know, because that's what it's going to do. It's going to flow into you know, the place where the action is going on, right? It's going to flow into the VJ, and because your husband is, you know, trusting into you or whatever, the tendency is that it's going to enter into, you know, it's going to enter into your VJ, and you don't want that because that's like going to cause some infection, you know, so you really need to be careful. Now, the reason why you pee after is because if for any reason, you know, any infection infection or bacteria has entered into the urethra, remember I said that the two of them share a compartment, so it's very likely that, you know, something like that can happen. So if for any reason any infection or any bacteria crawls up into your urethra, because you also know that for instance your husband's seed is meant for your VJ, right? However, if for any reason it gets into your urethra, that can cause infection. So you want to make sure that when you're done, you pee. When you pee afterwards, you know, it's going to help you to flush out whatever bacteria that may have entered into your urethra, okay? And that's very important because it's going to prevent you from UTI. Trust me, you do not want to have a urinary tract infection. Okay, come in, babe. Now you need to know that you do not want to have, you need to do that because you do not want to have UTI, because even some UTI can actually end up becoming STDs and STIs and the rest of it. So yes, so please and please and please make sure that you take care of yourself. And also, you know, you might be wondering like, oh, I'm the only partner that my husband has, or my husband is the only partner I have, so you know we are clean and everything. UTI can be gotten from, you know, even the toilet seats, from dirty underwears and the rest of it. Sometimes you don't even know that you have it, especially for the men. They might not even know because it's almost non-functional in their body, right? And most times they even get it from us, you understand? So to prevent yourself from infecting him or him from infecting you, just make sure that please you do that. You pee before and after. That's one way to prevent it. That's not all the ways to prevent it. So the next thing we're going to talk about is please clean up after, when you're done. I know there's a tendency of, you know, sometimes when you guys have, you know, you fought the battle, you've won the race, and you know your body gets tired, like incredibly tired. People who are used to doing it will tell you the moment, especially, you know, if your husband, you know, comes and you too, you splash and the rest of it, you know, you are going to get so tired. It's like all your body, you know, because there's a blood rush in your body to that area, right? So when everything ends, there's this incredible tiredness that comes into you. That's why some people fall asleep almost immediately and the rest of it. But please, especially you as the woman, you need to try your possible best to stand up from that bed and go and clean up, especially if his seed was released into you. Even if it was not, please make sure that, you know, because remember in the other video I said that it's not until your husband gets there before he has gotten there. You know, we talked about, you know, pre-cum in the last video. So please make sure that, you know, you stand up, you go to the bathroom and, you know, you clean up. Okay, all right, now talking about cleaning up, which would be my third point, you want to make sure that number one, you do not douche. What did I say? You do not douche. If you don't know what douching means using water or any scented material or any cleansing material that they sell everywhere now. You know, Isha, there was a time that there's this thing raining in Nigeria, then some cleaning, they'll tell you that it helps you to clean the inside of the VJ, right? Like a pump and all of that. Please do not ever use any product inside your VJ. I know you must have heard this before, and I'm going to reiterate it. The VJ cleanses itself when it needs to. Okay, it cleanses itself periodically, so it does not need any help in doing that. I mean inside, right, inside of the VJ. So please and please do not doubt. Don't go and use the shower head. And I know it's sweet, okay, it's sweet, it feels good and all of that. Please don't shoot up any liquid inside of your VJ, because that can make the pH level, you know, in that area to become imbalanced. Okay, it can either increases it or, you know, increase the level of bacteria and the rest of it, which will cause a lot of infection inside of you. So please and please and please do not, there's a level of pH that is expected, so please and please do not doubt. Do not use any products that will go into your VJ. All these things they sell, all this kayamata and the rest of it that you put inside of it, I beg you in the name of God, do not do that, because that can cost you serious infections. Okay, now the next point I'm also going to give, which is also related to cleaning up, because it's very important, is that, I mean, that, so now let me just put this before I go to the next point. You can definitely use warm water to wash the surface, and you should definitely, you know, use warm water or warm water to wash the surface of the VJ area, you know, especially when you guys are done doing the do. Right, so yes, you are allowed to use water to wash the surface, even if you have mild soap, not to wash the surface of the VJ now, but to wash, you know, the sides of your inner thighs and the rest of it. So yes, you can definitely use mild soap, unscented soap and all of that to wash those areas. Okay, but anything scented should not be close to that area. And that brings me up to the next point on cleaning. You know, sometimes you might be in an environment where you don't have water, you know, depending on where you guys choose to do the do, or you just don't want to use water. Sometimes it's cold, and if you're, you know, if you're like some people, right, that, you know, you don't like cold water when it's cold, you know, you might want to use a wipe, a baby wipe, non-scented nothing, like just wet wipes, okay, to, you know, clean the surface of the VJ. But please don't put anything inside of it, I beg you, in the name of God. And make sure that you stand up, get your lazy ass off that bed as soon as you guys are done doing the do, and clean up. It is very important, because you will realize that when you wake up the next morning and you don't do your due diligence, in short, the first thing that will greet you is the whoozing from that area, okay? So please make sure that you do that, okay? So the next thing I'm going to talk about is, now this is probably for people who like, you know, maybe you have jacuzzis in your house and you like to take a relaxing, maybe after doing the do or before doing the do, or just normally you like to, you know, relax in your jacuzzi and just let it go, spread it out, and, you know, let everything enter. It is not good, okay? Scientists have proven that it is preferable for you to have a shower than to have a bath. So even if at all you need to have a bath, maybe once in a month, or, you know, very once in a while, okay? But it is important that you don't always have bath. Shower is preferable to having bath. Bath is when you soak yourself inside your jacuzzi or your tub, you know, with soaps and all of those things and water, because it's going to get inside and it's going to cause some pH imbalance, and you do not want that, because that is definitely going to cause infection, okay? So please, let baths be rarely, okay, especially if you've had UTI before. So yeah, that would really help you, okay? So another way to really help you is also to make sure that you hydrate after the action, okay? Hydrate after the action. Hydrate after the action, okay? Even if it's always make sure that you have a glass of water or a bottle. I usually have a bottle of water, you know, by my bedside, you know, even if not during the do or after the do or anything, just normally, okay? However, when you guys do the do, okay, you've expended energy, you've sweated a lot, and for, you know, some people, you know, your mouth has been open most of the time, shouting and doing all sorts, you understand? So you need to make sure that, you know, your mouth will even be dry. So you need to make sure, or most times or sometimes, your mouth will be dry. So make sure that you drink water, and also to help you to hydrate the liquid that has been lost, okay? So you need to make sure, and also to help you to flush whatever bacteria that may have entered into the urethra, because the truth is, after you guys you know, finish the action and you go into the, you know, the toilet, you know, to pee, it's going to take a very long time. Like, it will feel, and you know, that's also a trick. Don't say because, oh, it's not coming, I beg, let me go and sleep. No, wait there, it is gonna come, okay? It might take a while for the pee to find its way down because of, you know, the pressure and, you know, just the whole total feeling in that area. So take your time, allow it to come in its own pace. It will come slowly, it will come, you know, warm, and the rest of it. So please make sure that you take water to be able to enable it to come faster, okay? All right, the next point I'm going to talk about is make sure that you're wearing a loose underwear. You know, before the action, you might want to wear something nice, something sexy and the rest of it, but after the action is done, please wear a loose underwear, okay? Make sure that, you know, you're wearing cotton to sleep, you're wearing something loose, you're not wearing anything tight, okay? Even for your, you know, your chest area, okay, make sure that you're not wearing anything that restricts you. The same thing over there, don't wear anything tight. It's not the time to wear tights, you know, or to wear tight panties and the rest of it. So please make sure that you wear something loose, panties, cotton panties, you know. And then talking about panties, you know, people, I don't know, there are certain people who don't wear panties. I hope you have something else that you used to substitute, okay? Because I know people say, oh, panties are uncomfortable and all of that. Panties are there for your protection, okay? You don't want to be using, you just don't want to put clothing on your bare body. The first reason is because, and that's another thing we're going to talk about, okay, let me talk about that before we talk about this. There's so much to talk about, guys. You want to make sure that you wear a panties as a barrier between your parts and your clothing, because if you don't do that, you know, your clothes picks up several germs from where you sit on, the buses you sit on, the car seats you sit on. You don't even know the kind of germs that are there. So it is easy for those germs to make their way up into your area. So you want to make sure that you have something that keeps the barriers, and that's what panties are meant for. So please and please and please wear panties, and preferably, especially if you're going to work out or you're going to a place you know that you're going to have a very busy day, maybe you'll be under the sun most times, please make sure that you're wearing cotton so that, you know, it's breathing, okay? Let it breathe, okay? Let it breathe. All right, now talking about underwears too. Now this one, I think so many of us are prone to doing it. You know, we've learned it, or we've been doing it right from childhood and the rest of it because of privacy, okay? Majority of us, usually when we finish washing, especially those, you know, those that actually wash their underwear, which is something you should be doing, wash your underwear daily, okay? Don't be piling it up, you understand, or soaking it, piling it and soaking it down and the rest of it. So please make sure you wash it daily. So something that most people also do is that when they finish washing it, they just dry it in the bathroom. Do not. If you've been doing that, please, as from today, stop doing it, especially when your husband starts. It should not even before. Start doing it now so that it will practice makes perfection, right? Please do not dry your underwear in your bathroom. What did I say? Do not dry your undies in your bathroom. The reason is because the bathroom, especially if you have both, in short, the bathroom is a very moist place, and bacteria grows, rapidly in places where in moist places. Even when you look at spirogyra and the rest of the in your tap area and the rest of it, it's because of the moist ground that allows it to grow rapidly. Okay, and your spirogyra does not just grow in your living room and the rest of it where there is no water and the rest of it. So you want to make sure that you don't dry your underwear in your bathroom. Take it outside, sun dry it. Okay, you can put you can dry it and put a scarf on it. Maybe not outside, maybe in your corridor where there is hair, where there is no moist hair, right? Where there is no moist hair, where there is no moist air. Where the air is not moist, please dry it somewhere, and then every once in a while make sure you sun dry your underwear to help to kill any lingering bacteria. And if you can iron it, please go ahead. So yes, please make sure that you do not, as from today henceforth, do not dry your underwear in your bathroom. I beg you in the name of the Heavenly Father. Okay, all right, so the next point I'm going to talk about is, before we talk about the next point, let me just put this out there, is that everybody has a smell. Okay, everybody has a smell. So it is very normal if after doing the do you start to feel some smell. It shouldn't be really bad. Okay, it shouldn't be so bad that you want to puke or you want to throw up. Okay, but it will be unusual. Okay, so yes, when the action happens, when your husband comes in, his smell and your smell mix together and they produce some kind of smell and the rest of it. That's why it's important that you clean up, because if you don't, the following day the VJ would have washed itself out and then it will meet the one that is in the surface and everything will just be really bad. So please make sure that you clean yourself. Okay, so yes, smell is normal, especially as it's not horrible smell. Okay, not stink. Okay, but everybody has a smell. Okay, and it's normal for you to feel some smell during the do, after doing the do. Okay, and then even hours after, even the following day, to have discharge after, you just feel like your panty is wet, and then you go and you might find some very weird discharge. It's the VJ washing out some of the unwanted seed of your husband, right, and unwanted bacteria and the rest of it. So yes, those are normal. Now to the next point. Okay, this one I don't even know why I have to mention it, but I think I have to, because especially in Africa, I don't think we have that culture of washing our hands. Thank God for COVID, right? Where everybody is, you are asked to wash your hands and all of that. But please, it's very important when you use the bathroom, when you clean up with tissue and the rest of it, please make sure that you wash your hand afterwards, and especially after the action, because during the action there's the possibility that your hand may have gotten to some places. You've played with your husband's stuff, he's played with your stuff, or maybe afterwards there's no way your hand will not get involved in the action. Okay, so please, when you're done, wash your hand, because your hand can actually take those bacteria and can enter into your finger, and the next day you are trying to clean up, it can find its way up there. So once you want to make sure that you're always washing your hands, please always wash your hands, especially if anti-flow comes, your period, especially when you're on your period and you want to change your pad and everything. Please wash your hands, wash your fingernails and everything. Okay, because yeah, infection is real. Okay, now the next point I'm going to talk about, and I think this is so important, so you need to pay attention, is please, when you are wiping, okay, when you are wiping, whether the front or the back side, always wipe from front to back. What did I say? From front to back. Never wipe from back to front. No, okay, please, from front to back, because the back side, the back area of your private, right, where things come out from, carries a lot of bacteria, especially if you don't clean up well and the rest of it. So you don't want to take anything from the back to the front. Please, I beg you, in the name of God, clean from front to back. Don't carry anything from the back to the front. It's going to be terrible. Okay, and even if you have any infection, okay, if you've tested and or you have any infection in your body, please, when you're cleaning, clean them separately. Okay, because you also don't want to carry any infection from the front to the back too, because but please make sure that however you need to do it, never clean from the back front, always let it be from the front to the back. Okay, all right, yeah. So the next point I'm going to talk about is, I think I already mentioned that you should not, okay, I think I mentioned that when you're washing your underwears, right? Okay, the next point I'm going to talk about is don't wash your underwears with the rest of your clothing, okay? Because the tendency is that you're going to soak your clothing or wash your clothing with harsh soaps, okay? And don't wash your underwear. Wash your underwear separately. Wash your underwear every day. Wash it every day. When you get into the bathroom, remove it and wash it immediately, and do not dry it in the bathroom, dry it outside, okay? Don't wash your underwear with the rest of your clothing, okay? Now the next thing I'm going to talk about is, now this one, it's from speaking to people, certain people, and the rest of it. Please, unless you and your husband are TTC is you're trying to conceive means you are looking for children, you're trying to give birth and the rest of it, please minimize the amount of time that your husband releases inside of you, okay? That he releases his seed inside of you. I'm not saying that you start to say, oh, today don't, tomorrow don't, but if maybe in a week you guys are having it later, you're having it every day, every time, you want to please make sure that you space the time. It doesn't have to be inside of you every time. It doesn't have to splash inside of you every time, okay? So yeah, try to talk to him that, because like I said, and I think I mentioned in one of my videos, is that the seed that your husband releases, right, is a foreign object to your body, and the bacteria, I hope you already know that they are healthy bacteria inside your vagina, right? They're healthy bacteria inside your vagina. So when the seed enters, the bacteria they see it as an antibody because it doesn't belong there, okay? So they are made to fight any infection that comes in, any foreign object or foreign material that comes into the VJ. So the moment your husband's seed comes into, the bacteria starts to fight it, and and the seed is healthy, it's okay, it is made, the VJ is made for it and all of that, but for your own health, right, and to reduce the smell and the rest of it that comes in after the discharge and everything, please, if in a week you guys are having it every day, every time, twice a day, twice a week, please try and let him splash some other way, okay? That is my own personal advice, okay? And then the next thing I'm going to talk about is please shave. The reason I'm saying you should shave is because having hair in your body actually traps in sweat, okay? And yeah, so please make sure that you shave that area for fresh hair to enter. Remember, let it breathe, okay? All right, and then the next thing I'm going to talk about is, yeah, and I think I mentioned this in my last video, is that you should try to use, not even try, make sure that you use more of water-based lube when you and your husband are meeting, rather than oil-based, okay? Water-based is actually healthier, and it's better for the whole vaginal health instead of using oil-based lube, okay? All right, now the next thing I'll talk about is more like an advice, right? Okay, when anti-flow is here, when you're on your period and the rest of it, please try to avoid doing the do because of infection. Like, please avoid doing the do, okay? I know, yeah, and if you must, use protection, but please, if you can, just totally avoid it, okay? Please, please. And if you must, make sure your husband is wearing protection, because you can actually infect him and he will end up infecting you again the next time you guys meet. So please make sure that you avoid it if you can, all right? Okay, there are other ways that if you're, I know the body can be very funny, especially for some of us, it's very annoying that it is during that period exactly that your body will not start to be feeling one kind, feeling sensitive and the rest of it. So yes, that's one of the issues that Eve has caused for us. But anyways, yes, just make sure that you try to avoid it. There are other ways that you and your partner can stimulate yourself, and you can get to Jerusalem without him actually entering into you. So please try to avoid it during that period, okay? And now the next thing I'll talk about is, yeah, if you and your partner decide to engage in oral, like oral, when I talk about, if you guys don't know what oral is, I don't know. Oral, when someone is talking, the person is being oratory, right? Using your mouth, using your mouth in the act. If your mouth will be involved in the act, please make sure that your mouth is well cleaned. You use mouthwash, in your mouth and all of that. In short, that's another totally different topic about the hygiene, because number one, if you want to do it, you cannot brush your teeth just right before you do it, or even hours before you do it. You need to have brushed your teeth like 2 hours before because of sores and everything. But anyways, if you have any, maybe we'll talk about that. Actually, some of the things we're discussing in the about to wed class. But yes, if you guys decide to use your mouth in the whole process, you need to make sure that you don't have any sore. If for any reason you have any sore in your mouth, please avoid it until the sore heals, okay? So please don't brush your teeth just before you do it, okay? Please, because you might have some sores in your mouth and stuff, and any infection can enter into it and infect you, or any infection from you can enter into her and infect her. So please or him, okay, depending on who is giving who, you know, the thing. So yes, please make sure that any sore, if you're having any sore, treat it completely before you guys, you know, engage in that. Okay, all right, so the next thing I'll talk about is please be aware of any changes in your body. Anything, it is normal for you to have certain discharges at certain time of the month. When it's closer to your period, it's more brownish, you know, it's more when it's closer to your period, it's more sticky, more one kind, a lot more. Okay, and when it's after, it's more brownish, you know, and the rest of it. But you know, when it's during your ovulation, it's milky. Just, I don't know, it depends on your body type. Okay, so make sure that you notice yourself, notice the time. Have a calendar, you know, everyone should have a calendar on their period, you know, download Flow. There are a lot of apps that can actually help you. So, you know, have a calendar that tracks your period and the rest of it, and try to see and take note of the kind of discharge that you have during those periods. So if for any reason there is any unusual discharge, smelly discharge, some colorful discharge that should not be colored at certain parts of the month and all of that, please make sure that you see your gynecologist. It's very, very important. The moment you see anything unusual in that area, please get tested, because if you have a UTI, and you don't get it treated, it can affect your kidneys, it can cause STDs, and a lot of things can just go wrong from there. So please make sure that you pay attention to your body, okay? And also, if it hurts or if it burns when you pee, I beg you, if for any reason maybe you feel some pressure or some pulling in your pelvis area when you're peeing, or you feel some burning sensation in the surface of your VJ, right, when you're peeing, please go and see a gynae, okay? And that maybe, you know, just normally you're about to pee and then you feel it. However, when you and your husband, you know, you are doing it and it's sweating and it's sweating, if it gets to the point where it starts to burn you whilst you guys are doing it, it is time to stop. If it starts to burn, it's time to stop. If it starts to burn, it's time to stop. That's your body telling you that, okay, enough of rough play for today. Okay, all right. And I think the last thing I'm going to share for now is that please have probiotics, right, as part of your diet. Okay, there are some yogurts, some Greek, if you're used to Greek yogurts, it's actually a very good source of probiotics. There are probiotic supplements that you can get, you know, and the rest of it. So yes, we all know what antibiotics is. Antibiotics helps you to fight, you know, infection in your body and the rest of it. That's what they will give you if you have a UTI or you have any infection in your body, a PID and the rest of it. However, probiotics helps you to replenish some of your lost bacteria, okay, healthy bacteria, and it's not something you take every day also, okay? But have it as a supplement in your meal. Every now and then take a yogurt that has active life cells or something like that. Yes, those are usually probiotic yogurts. Okay, so I think this is where we're going to end today's topic. If you have any other thing that people can do to prevent themselves from having infection during and after before, during and after doing the do, please leave it in the comment section below. We'd like to hear from you. But yes, I hope this has been helpful to you in one way or the other. If it has, let me also know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and remember to please go and subscribe to the Truth and Tale podcast. Okay, until we meet again, my name is to remain Victoria Ayodele Fash. Actually, I think this is where we're going to end this particular series. Yes, it's been lovely having all of you, but you know, this series has to end one day, one way or the other. But we'll be starting another series that is called the Wedding Bed series. Now we are moving from, you know, it's your first time, you know, it's your first week or your first month, you know. Now we are moving into, you know, what you need to know when you guys now start to do it routinely, right? Yeah, but yes, I'll let you guys know and all of that. And also for those who want to join the class, actually we had like 2 amazing classes, and you know, I mean, we had about 12 participants and the rest of it, and it was really interesting conversation and the rest of it. However, we're having another class in October. I've had a lot of people DMing me to say, oh, they want to join or be a part of the Zoom class. Yes, we'll be having another Zoom class in October. I'm going to share the date. However, this Zoom class is not going to be for free this time. Yes, I've already paid my debts to society. I have a lot of videos to help you, and trust me, a lot of videos I have here is going to help you. However, yeah, if it's your first time, you know, or it's been a long time, there are a lot of things that you need to know also, which are the things we are discussing in this class. Okay, so if you are interested, I'm going to be sharing more details about it, you know, when we get closer to it. Yes, it's not an outrageous amount of money, but it's going to be like a commitment fee. Trust me, it's not even worth half, or it's not even worth a quarter of the value we are giving to you, and it's myself and my husband taking the class. So yes, anyway, so yes, we'll be talking about that much later, when maybe in the next video I'll give you more details about that. But for now, thank you very much for joining me. My name is remain Victoria Ayodele Fash. Please remember to subscribe, to like this video, and to leave a comment, and what else, to share this video, okay? And thank you so much for everyone who has been sharing. You know, my cousin called me the other day, and just a random friend just sent my video to her. She was like, oh, I know this person. Yeah, so many people have been sharing the videos. I'm so grateful. Thank you guys so much. All right, guys, so yes, if there's any other topic we need to discuss regarding the wedding night, we might do that next week, but if not, we might most likely end this here. But yeah, you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for joining me in this journey, okay? Until we meet again, my name is still Victoria Ayodele Fash, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Is it okay? What? Why are you not distracting me?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, all right.